And welcome to Hero Power. I'm your host, Avanties, and as always, I'm joined by my co host, Zerotio.
What what is up, gang? We are on the precipice of a new set, a new
Like
well,
11 days till
a
release,
new progression
until, yeah, the
system.
progression
We
system.
got all kinds of stuff coming out.
So exciting.
This is this is normally when we would be talking about BlizzCon, probably because of the way the month lands. Probably leading the BlizzCon would likely be next week, but obviously with the pandemic, we have no BlizzCon, and we thought we'd hear kind of maybe a lead up this week, leading into a set in the early December. But as you've heard in previous episodes and other podcasts, obviously, is we're getting the set real soon, and I'm super excited to talk about it. We have our first set of cards. We got a lot to talk about this week.
We do. We do have a lot to talk about, but before we get to any of that, we have a contest winner to draw.
Yes, we
So,
do.
if you guys have listened for the last few episodes, you know we were doing a giveaway for reviews. You go over and review our podcast at warcraftradio.com/directory, and basically you just leave us a review, and that's all you got to do to be entered. And
Yep.
I want to throw a shout out to, we had 20 of you go do that. So there are 20 names in the hat. I want to throw a shout out to Howard the Dave, Anjanson, Kurt Hunter, Gromok, Forrest Bates, Smoke Me Out, Nair a Savage, Womp Rat, Boyd, It's Tim's, Greedy Poo, Oka, Behind Black, Timmy31, Damix, Mr. Kerfluffle, Fearsome, The Ace, Dreams, and AC Transit. So thank all of you for going and leaving us a review. We greatly appreciate it. Some of them were just unbelievably good, and thank you guys. We really, really appreciate hearing from all of you. And as we said, you're all entered for a chance to win. As you can see, we have everyone already entered into the wheel. We are going to
Yep.
spin the wheel and let the wheel decide your fate. As they say in my favorite fantasy series, the wheel weaves as the wheel wills. So let's see who is taking home a $20 Battle.net card.
Uh, uh, uh,
Fearsome!
is that where we're stopping?
Fearsome!
Yep.
Congratulations!
Dear Sam. Nice, nice.
So,
Yeah. He called us Epico in his review, and we appreciate that.
yes, yes, we do. So, Fearsome, if you will send us uh, a email at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com and include your battle.net tag so that we can confirm you are who you say you are. And we'll get in touch with you with the code for your $20 battle.net card. So,
And if you can't email, you can send us a direct message at HeroPower_cast on Twitter if that's
absolutely.
easier for you,
Yeah.
whichever way works.
Yeah,
But again, we
absolutely.
do need your full battle tag, including the numbers after the hashtag to confirm who you are.
All right, gang. So, congratulations again. We have quite a bit to talk about, as Zerotio alluded to previously. First of all, we do want to talk about a now former member of Team Five,
Yeah.
who has brought a lot of joy and entertainment to Hearthstone, and that is Mr. Dave Kozak, who has announced this week, after 12 years, he is leaving Blizzard Entertainment to go to work at another game studio.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing. Again, sad news, but also the silver lining is this: is we're hearing a lot of new game studios crop up. We obviously heard a Second Dinner. We've heard of the ones that Hadija and them went to. Uh, uh, we've heard Chris Metzen actually announced, I think it's War Chief Games. He's going to be building tabletop games. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that Dave Kosak is still going to be in the gaming world is, you know, I love Blizzard. I'm a Blizzard fanboy, but this kind of gives me an outlet to go to other companies other than Blizzard to find quality work. Because obviously, wherever Dave Kosak goes, it's going to be quality work. And he was in the most recent uh, trailer for the Madness at Darkmoon Faire, and he's always the one of the big standout highlights of the new set trailers for Hearthstone. So I'm really wondering what they're going to do. Who's going to step up? If it's going to be an Alec Dawson, John McIntyre, we saw him kind of step up. Who's going to step up and take those reins to kind of let us know about the new content in Hearthstone? So I'm trepidatious about it, but at the same time, I'm really excited to see how this helps or causes Hearthstone to evolve.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, so he is. I actually had somebody reach out to me this week about this, and they were like, "Do we know why Dave is leaving? Is it something going on at Blizzard that he's not happy with?" And the answer is no. No, he's leaving
Yeah.
on his own terms. He is leaving because he was given a better offer at another studio, a place where he can continue to grow in his game development,
Mhm.
and and it's just a good thing for him. So we're happy for him and looking forward to whatever he has coming. So also, I want to talk about some before I forget. We got a email from a listener this week, and
Yes.
I want to touch on that real quick. So I'm gonna read this and then I'll pull that right back up. So the email said, "Hey guys, I tried to log into Hearthstone today and got stuck on the load up screen. There was a whole new thing about rune stones. I'm emailing the show because I could not find an email address for any of the hosts directly. I did take a screenshot of the runes I was talking about. Would love to share and get your thoughts." So this is the screenshot Ryan was talking about. I know some of you have seen this before. Um,
Hmm.
Basically, it says convert rune stones to arcane orbs. And
Yes.
some of you may be wondering, who may not have seen this, like Ryan, may be wondering what this is. Well, needless to say, this happens occasionally when the server times out. And rune stones and arcane orbs are something that has been introduced on the Chinese servers
Hmm.
due to basically gambling laws in the area that require they either provide the what's the word I'm looking for, the chance or how often you pull a certain type of card,
Yeah.
and so to kind of go with that, they've introduced this system specifically in China. But yeah, Ryan had reached out to us about this, and Ryan, thank you for emailing the show.
Hmm.
We, I had kind of mentioned this to him previously in my reply, but I thought this would be a good idea to talk about, as some people have seen this, and then as I found out, you and Matt at Arms had never seen this before.
Well, I had heard about this, but I hadn't actually seen this screenshot before. So it makes sense though because China has been really tightening up on their what they're calling gambling restrictions, and some of
It's
their
basically like loot boxes.
yeah. So what I was going to say is, in the United States, they're working on passing various bills that is going to apply to a lot of online games. That's going to restrict the loot boxes and randomness. So this likely isn't something we will see in the U.S. or abroad soon, but I think they're making sure it's patched on all sides of the game just in case they need to implement these. due to regulations and bills being passed by Congress. Um, so it's basically a way you could take a lot of the randomness and sure it up so that you're. I know in China they made it so they had to actually announce all of the percentages for every rarity, and then it got even tighter, and that's why the rune stones are put in. So I don't expect that we'll see this anytime soon, but obviously hindsight, Blizzard's doing a good job of putting this in the system so that if they need to apply it, and again, there's nothing official from Blizzard stating this, but obviously it's been put in all the clients because they don't have to put it in our client so that China gets it because China has their own client through NetEase. So obviously they put it in our client for the off chance that they may eventually need to roll it out, and probably for continuity for systems because we do know China has a lot of things in their system that we don't have in ours, even on the data mine backend, like the tournament mode. So this is, I mean, it's good news that for the fact that if there's regulations that cause a lot of games to shut down because of their loot box policies, that Blizzard and Team 5 specifically have already taken the steps to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yes, that's correct. So, all right. Thank you again for the email, Ryan. We greatly appreciate it, and we love hearing from you guys. If anybody else out there has any questions pertaining to anything Hearthstone or game related or something like this, feel free to shoot us an email at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. And if we don't already know the answer, we will try to find that answer out for you. So,
or if you just want to ask Avanties of how to properly not grow a beard.
that is correct. That is what I'm good at. All right. Moving on, as we were discussing at the top of the show, there is a revamping of rewards and progression coming in Hearthstone.
Yes.
And we are only 11 days away from this happening. I'm excited for this. How about you, Zerotio?
Okay, so I'm really excited for Madness of the Darkmoon Faire, but I think I'm more excited for this progression system because it's something I've wanted for a very, very long time. Anything that I can track achievements and progressions and things like that and take screenshots and brag to my friends, that's the kind of stuff I like in a game, especially the community aspect. Hearthstone's always had a good community aspect, but you really had to go through hoops and take specific screenshots at specific times, or
it's an even better community aspect when Zerotio can brag that he's better than you at something.
Well, only better than you, not necessarily everybody else. Like I say, I will never say I'm better than anybody else in Hearthstone except Avanties. I will always be better than Avanties in most things that I do, especially growing a beard. But this new achievement system goes live on the 12th. And it has the main part of it is an achievement system where it's tracking your in-game achievements, where you can actually see certain in-game achievements, and some of them are really, really hard. I think somebody got a screenshot of one that said get 12 wins and 0 losses in arena with Druid.
Wow.
So some of them are going to be really, really hard to get. That you kind of almost got to get by chance.
I'm wondering if any of them are going to be retroactive to things that you've completed in the past.
I almost think that some of them have to be retroactive because it's going to benchmark where you've gotten in the game, and there won't be a way to go back to that point, like when your first X number of games or something like that, or we'll just have to see because they don't have all the achievements. They have a screenshot of a couple achievements.
I saw an achievement that was like win a game with no minions in your deck, and I'm like, I already did that in Spell Hunter. Can I get that one?
We'll see. I guess the best way to say is we'll find out. I honestly think that I'm okay if you don't get a lot of retroactive ones.
Yeah.
Because that gives me more to do. Then I can go into Wild, make a Spell Hunter again, and have that kind of fun.
If I get a bunch of the retroactive ones, I might be ahead of you when this thing launches.
I doubt that. Actually. the one thing I really, really like is it's going to show all the classes. You know how now the profile page shows you all your classes and your levels with them. Well,
Mm-hmm.
now it's actually going to show you all the wins. So before we wanted to brag about how many wins we had with each class, we had to make a deck with each class and take a screenshot of us selecting that deck in the play screen for every single class to show it. Now you can take one screenshot. It's going to show all 10 classes and show you how many wins you have with all those classes in progression to your 500 and your 1,000 win for the class. Uh, so it's just going to be a good quality of life that we've needed for a long time.
Yes.
And I'm really excited for that. Second, we're going to have a reward track. This is that battle pass type thing.
Tavern
where
pass.
Well, when I say battle pass, I mean in relation to other games, where they have a battle pass, and the reward track's going to be completely free. It's going to replace you getting gold and packs for daily quests.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you'll just get experience for your quests, and we'll talk more about the quests because they changed that too. But you'll get experience, and as you pass, you'll get milestones for gold and packs and various things. Then there will be a tavern pass, we've talked about this before, which is a paid track. Now they've already said that everything on the paid track is going to be cosmetic. You won't be getting extra gold or extra packs than people that don't buy the tavern pass. The only difference is with the tavern pass, you will be able to progress through the experience faster, which is similar to other battle pass systems in other games. So there will be that slight advantage. But to me, do you have a problem with that? What do you think of this new reward track system that they've implemented? They haven't given us all the information yet.
Right.
What do you think about it initially?
So we talked about this a little bit last week on our anniversary show with Versika and Mad at Arms, and I think I'm really excited about the Tavern Pass free tier, because the free tracks, like you said, going to include booster packs and gold and the cards that we're unlocking now. All of that's going to be included, but on the paid tier is where the first time you're gonna get that golden Silas Darkmoon legendary. You're gonna get some really interesting, cool looking skins. I don't have a problem paying for skins as long as they're a reasonable price. How many skins do we get over the course of the Tavern Pass, and how much is it going to be? Is it going to be $9.99 and it's going to include 5 skins? Okay, that's $2 a skin. I can deal with that. Is it going to be those same 5 skins at $20? Now you're paying a little more for each skin. It's all going to depend on how much they're willing to give us at what price break it's going to be.
That's a good point.
I've seen a lot of people talking that this is going to follow kind of the same mode that some other collectible card games that have battle passes, a la Magic the Gathering Arena, where Magic the Gathering Arena charges you like $20 for a battle pass that lasts like 2 months.
I think if it was a $20 price point and it lasts till the next set, which is roughly 4 months, 3 to 4 months. Again, we have some speculations on the way sets are coming out, with this one coming out so early. But I think if it's 3 to 4 months for $20, depending on what you unlock, I think it's worth it. Now, I have heard some people say I would hate to pay $20 and find out I can't play enough and I only get a couple of tiers. If that's the case, don't buy it. Now, that's not me saying don't buy it, it's not worth it. What I mean is don't buy it at the start, because most Battle Pass systems, you can play all the way through your free tier, and if you decide a month into it that you want all that bonus stuff and it's worth the money to you, you can buy the bonus tier. And again, I'm only presuming based on other systems, but all of the ones you passed will unlock and you'll get all those rewards immediately.
That is correct. That's the
And
way it's worked in other games.
if that's the case like it is in other games, just if it's $20 and you say, hey, it's not worth it to me unless I can get the special coin and at least 3 skins. Once you get past the points where you unlock that amount, you can go, hey, it's worth the money to me now. Now I'll drop the money and you get all that reward.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you'll miss is getting that XP boost the first little bit, and it might not be worth it to you. Again, I will probably get it early because I play this game a ridiculous amount. I'm on this game 2 to 3 hours a day, sometimes 10 to 12 hours on a weekend day. So I expect to get the bonuses. I expect to hit all the tiers and all the bonus tiers after, because after you hit the max tiers, you get 150 gold per tier after that. So it will be worth it to me. But somebody that may only play 2 or 3 days a week at, maybe a couple game sittings, you might want to wait 2 or 3 weeks to see how much of that tavern pass you've unlocked until you see it's worth it for you. If you say, hey,
Zerotio says he's going to buy it because he spends enough time on it. But really, the truth is, Hearthstone is the best babysitter his wife has ever found for him, and so she'll buy it for him.
That's the truth. That is true. I ain't off doing something stupid if I'm sitting in front of this computer all the time playing Hearthstone. But that's the reward track in a nutshell. I'm really excited to see. I expect Team 5 and Blizzard to possibly miss the mark. And this is their first delving into this. I don't think any of their other games in the Blizzard realm. I know King is owned by Activision Blizzard, but those teams are quite a bit separate.
Yeah.
So this is the first Blizzard game, Blizzard IP that has that battle pass style system, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they've implemented it in Heroes or anything, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. But I haven't logged into Heroes in over a year.
So they could have some of the numbers wrong. And I expect if they have the numbers wrong, they will make changes. They've been really good about changes, especially ones that are benefiting the players. They've done a lot of stuff. I think changing the duplicate protection a while ago was kind of setting up for this system. Therefore, you're getting more out of your packs that you're going to be getting incrementally instead of all at one time. So I'm really excited for this achievement system reward track. And with all this also comes a new quest system. There's going to be a page specifically for quests, and it has 8 slots open. The top 3 are your daily quests. The bottom 3 on the left are going to be your weekly quests. You're going to get a quest every Monday, 3 quests every Monday, and you can re-roll them once a day. And then there's 2 quests on the end that are going to be used for event quests. And I like this because this means that you don't have to make sure to complete all your quests, or you're going to lose
you're going to lose
a quest when that event quest comes out, like the All Hallows Eve quests. And it looks like the positioning, there'll be what seems to be a daily quest slot for events and a weekly quest slot for events. So this looks really fun. I will say this all rolls out on November the 12th. So on November the 11th, make sure you complete all of your daily quests. Yep. The reason is when this new system comes, it's going to fill all your quests.
Yay!
So you'll get 3 daily quests that day. So make sure you get in on the 11th and get all your quests done to maximize your rewards. So you get the last of your gold. And then, like I said before, they're going to have an updated profile page with player
This
info,
is what I'm excited about. This here is what I'm excited about.
This is exciting because, like I said before, you can kind of take a screenshot of it shows all your class progress, all 10 classes, and it has what level they are and how many wins right on that screen. So when people start talking about, hey, how many Goldens do you have? How many 1,000-win portraits do you have? You could take this one screenshot to show how much you play of either a specific class or all the classes. Uh, I'm excited for this guy. I know your Warlock's pretty. You play a lot of Warlock.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite classes in the game. So, all right. So yeah, that's coming. It's 11 days from the day we're recording this. 10 days away from the day you're listening to this. I'm super excited for it. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. And then once it drops, we're only a week away from uh, the expansion dropping.
Less than
Madness
a week,
at the
5 days.
Darkmoon Faire drops on November the 17th.
That's man.
Yeah.
So they're having a Madness at the Darkmoon Faire launch party, and that's going to be kind of. I didn't see any news on pre-release parties like they did last time. They did it kind of virtual, so I don't know if we're going to have options to open our packs early or not. I'm sure they will, but again, they haven't announced it. Cards are going to start revealing on November the 3rd, which is 2 days from this recording. If you're listening to this on the download on Monday the 2nd, you're going to see those reveals start tomorrow.
Yep.
So those reveals are going to go all the way through the 11th. And on the 11th, hosted by Crip and joined by Chris Sierra and John McIntyre, and I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. 10 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific's when they normally do it.
Let me see if it says here. That's going to be no, I'm sorry. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific, so it'll be noon Eastern.
Correct.
So that makes sense because those usually run about an hour, and
wait, where do you see the 9? Because I'm seeing 10. Join Crip, Chris Sierra, and game designer John McIntyre on November 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time as they reveal the final Madness at the Darkmoon Faire stream.
Yep, I was looking at the theory crafting. That starts at 9. Sorry, okay. I was looking at the wrong. You're right. So 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that'll be 1 p.m. Eastern. This is the day before all the patch drops, and they're going to be doing the final reveals for Madness at the Darkmoon Faire. And that's usually where they play a few games with at least 4 of the classes. It's a really good stream, and Crip's done a great job the last few times. And then the theory crafting live streams start at 9 a.m. Pacific on the 12th, and that's where your popular streamers are going to be able to have access to the cards and do some theory crafting and play with them. It usually is a limited pool, so they can't really make decks you would see on launch day because they only have like a limited set of cards they can use, or they have to use a specific number of Madness and Darkmoon Faire cards, things like that. And then after that, throughout the weekend, they're going to be doing a bunch of various giveaways. There's a link to the launch party post on our show notes, and through there you can go to the instructions on how to enter the Reddit Mega Bundle giveaway. They're going to be ways to enter on Reddit, and they're going to be giving away 200 codes for Mega Bundles on November the 13th. And then on the 14th and 15th, they're going to be doing Mega Bundle giveaways on various content creators' streams on Twitch. So throughout Twitch, just go to your favorite popular streamer. I believe Regis Kilbin's on that list, and a few others. And you'll be able to get entered in those giveaways that they will be doing. There's going to be a total of 200 codes given away that way each day on the 14th and the 15th, so a total of 400 codes. And then on the 16th, the day before the set launches on the 17th, which is Tuesday, so Monday, November 16th, they're going to be doing Twitch sub giveaways to popular streamers, a total of 2,000 gifted subs. So if you do watch a lot of content creators, maybe make sure you're in some of the ones you're not sub to, and you might be able to get some gifted subs. Play Hearthstone's been doing this a lot lately. They've really been embracing the Twitch community, and I'm loving them for it. I know Ridiculous Hat's been included in a lot lately. I don't know if he's included in this. I'm sure we'll get an announcement of that, or he'll say something. when we get closer on Coin Concede. But what do you think of this new kind of launch party weekend? They've kind of done this anyways, just a little less formatted, not as structured as this. What do you think
I
about this?
enjoy it. I'm not as big on watching the theory crafting streams because I like to work on building decks myself. I don't like just taking decks somebody has already built and tested out on the. I'm not big on. I play a few net decks, but like the first week or so of an expansion, I like to get out there and play with the cards myself. We've had this conversation before over previous expansions. I'm not. That's why I'm not real big on the theory crafting. So I'll probably skip those.
Yeah.
But I love the reveal streams. I love that they are getting the creators involved and
Mhm.
giving away a lot of. This is probably more codes than they've ever given away from any other
Yeah.
expansion.
I mean, they're giving away a total of 600 mega bundles. So
Yeah,
multiply that times $80. It's a lot of money. And then they're going to be giving away 2,000 subs,
yeah,
and they're what, $5 a
$5
piece.
each.
So
Yeah,
I mean, this is. I know they kind of phased out the community department, but they've done a good job of the devs just making sure to include the community. And again, a lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, you have to be the big name streamers to do this." No, you don't, because Brookworm, who's a kind of a mid level when it comes to viewers, mid level streamer, and Ridiculous Hat, who at the time was fairly low, and he was kind of streaming to supplement income because of he was out of work for the COVID pandemic. They were included this last go round. I don't know if they're included this time, but it'd be really nice if they were. Now, I'm a little different. A lot of people say the same thing you did to me, and I don't necessarily agree for myself. I like watching the theory crafters look at some of the, and then maybe it's because I'm a combo player and I like seeing the crazy ideas of combos and see. Usually they utterly fail, and then I can take them and kind of fine retune them for my style. And sometimes I've made great success with some combo decks I saw in Theory Crafts that never became decks because they were just bad. I had success with them on the ladder and in competitive play in THL.
mm-hmm.
So I like, mainly I watch the streamers like Dexter and Regis Kilbin, who are going to do the most outlandish, crazy things. I'm not looking at streamers that are looking for making the best competitive deck. So maybe that's why I enjoy it more. Uh, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I'll definitely be tuning in.
Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to this week's Tavern Brawl, which is Send in the Murlocs. Murlocs have taken over the tavern. Choose a class and get a deck of random class spells and a whole mess of Murlocs. So, have you done this week?
Yeah, I got my one and done with this one. What I love about this is both of you get the Shaman Unite the Murlocs quest, uh, which I always want to call Untie the Murlocs. Um, or maybe it is called Untie them. I don't remember. But you both get the Shaman quest. It casts it for you on turn one, so it's really neat. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of shenanigans. I won my first one, and then I jumped back into duels because I was trying duels out.
Yeah.
So
I've been so my wife had surgery this past Monday, and I was in the surgery waiting room for like 8 hours with nothing to do, and so I did not play this obviously because it hadn't dropped at that point. But I played a lot of duels this week, and
if we're gonna play duels
we're gonna
this
play
week,
duels
let's
here in
go.
just a little while. We're gonna try it out live on the show and show you
But
guys that
first,
may not, those of you that may not have gotten the early access to it, what it looks like, how it works, and but first, as Zerotio was trying to say, we've got some cards to look at.
yeah, we're gonna review the first 14 cards that dropped for Madness at the Darkmoon Faire. Again, we're gonna do these the next couple weeks. and it's possible that we don't do a play portion over the next few weeks, or next probably 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
as the cards drop. But this week there's a small amount, so we're going to look at the cards that were revealed, and then we'll get into a duels.
That's right. So, all right. It's time to talk about the madness.
At the Darkmoon Faire.
There you go. First up, the card everybody is getting just for logging in, Silas Darkmoon. He's a 7-mana 4/4 battle cry. Choose a direction to rotate all minions. Now, Zerotio, you were experimenting with this a little bit, weren't you? How have the experiments in the lab gone?
So on standard, there is a warrior deck that has a little pressure. So you want to pressure your opponent down to a decent amount of health, maybe 15, 20 health, but at the same time work on your armor. And then when you get them within striking distance where their health is equal to your armor, you can Silas. I forget the name of the one. There's a 1-mana 1/4 neutral card that whatever damage it takes, its controller takes as well. So you play that, then you play the Silas Darkmoon, rotating it to them, and then you shield slam it.
Okay.
In Wild, you can actually do this with Odd Warrior to very great effect because you can get your armor up over 30 very quickly before your opponent even has a chance. And this is a 9-mana combo. If you haven't, if there are some people that try to get it lower costed, reducing cost of cards in your hand, but it's really not needed. And then I made a rogue mill. It's a mill rogue, but I put Silas, Anka the Buried, and Octosari in my deck. So I reduced the Octosari to 1-mana 1/1 with the Anka the Buried. And then I play Octosari, then Silas, give the Octosari to my opponent, and then I hit it with my dagger or I backstab it. I did try it without having backstabs in the deck, but I realized sometimes my opponent has taunts, so I have to get around the taunt by using backstab. And then your opponent draws 8 cards. And the thing with the Mill Rogue is most of your drawing is in parity. You're using lots of Cold Light Oracles, and so you're both drawing 2 cards constantly. So while you're shuffling cards back into your deck, you're not getting that far off from them when it comes to fatigue. But with the Octosari, that's an 8-card jump where your opponent draws 8 cards, likely burning a large amount of them, and then at the same time, you're not drawing a bunch and overdrawing. So I was able to beat a lot of Reno Priests because I was able to burn a lot of their key combo pieces. Against other combo decks, it's really easy to burn. I don't think he has much place other than just kind of meme shenanigan decks right now, but we haven't seen the Darkmoon Faire set yet. So it could be another Vargoth situation where we were given Vargoth. Everybody said, oh, you can do these crazy broken things. Yeah, but they're not competitive viable. They're not consistent. And so then he kind of got shelved. Then all the set comes out, and it was like 3 weeks after the set came out that people found out the Vargoth was good with cards in the set. So I'm going to be looking at almost every card revealed with Silas and think, will this work with Silas? Will this work with Silas?
Right.
So far, out of the other 13 cards that are revealed, I haven't seen that yet, but we'll just have to see.
All right, let's move on. Next up, we have Cthulhu the Shattered. So he's a 10-mana 6/6. At the start of the game, break into pieces. Battle cry. Deal 30 damage, randomly split among all enemies. So now each of these pieces cost 5 mana, and they have different abilities. So the Body of Cthulhu, Piece of Cthulhu, 0 of 4, summon a 6/6 Cthulhu's Body with Taunt. The Eye of Cthulhu, Piece of Cthulhu, 0 of 4, deal 7 damage, randomly split among all enemies. The Heart of Cthulhu, deal 3 damage to all minions. And the Maw of Cthulhu, destroy a minion.
Yeah, so the Maw of Cthulhu is just an assassinate.
Yeah, yeah.
The Body of Cthulhu is 1 mana cheaper, Hidden Oasis, with the 6/6 taunt. And then the Eye of Cthulhu and Heart of Cthulhu are both removal spells. So basically, you start with this in your deck, and you put Cthulhu, the Shattered, in your deck, and it puts 4 control pieces into your deck, basically fattening your deck to 33 cards at that point.
Yeah.
So sure, it's going to be a lot of hoops to go through because you have to play all 4 of these, and when you play the 4th one, then Cthulhu the Shattered gets assembled and shuffled into your deck. So it's going to be really far off to you.
And if any of these pieces get burned,
yeah, if they get burned, or I wonder if Counterspell keeps it from going. I don't know. I don't know the interaction with Counterspell. If Counterspell counters any of these spells, because these are neutral spells that are in your deck. If it counters any of them, I don't know if it still counts as playing it. So I think it probably would, but we don't know. So obviously it's a lot of hoops. I don't think it's going to be too broken. I do think people are going to play with this. Now, there is a thing to note, is if you play Cthulhu the Shattered and say Shadow Step it back to your hand, if your opponent's not dead, I don't know why they wouldn't be, but if they're not dead, he doesn't get broken up again. You have him back in your hand. You can play him again.
Okay.
If you do anything to shuffle more copies of Cthulhu the Shattered after he's assembled into your deck, again, he can be
play them as they come. Yeah.
Here's one thing I'm really curious about, and this is a wild interaction. Malchezaar's Prince Malchezaar.
Mm-hmm.
Is this card going to be in the pool of legendaries that Prince Malchezaar can shuffle into your deck? Because if he does, you would get the assembled one.
That's correct. The way it reads, the way I understand it, is you would get the already assembled Cthulhu the Shattered.
Because the start of game would happen a time would happen. The Prince Malchezaar would shuffle the Cthulhu the Shattered, but then it's already past start of game. So that's a very thin chance that would happen. But maybe in like a 30 legendary wild deck, because Prince Malchezaar will never put duplicate legendaries in your deck. And it goes by deck building rules. So there may be a way to increase the chance of shuffling this. It's wild though, so I doubt A, that it'll happen consistently enough, or B, that it's even going to be a concern because it's wild.
Right.
And that won't make the deck broken.
All right.
Especially if you have to play 30 legendaries.
Moving on, we have Yogg-Saron, Master of Fate. So he's a 10 mana, 7/5 battle cry. If you've cast 10 spells this game, spin the Wheel of Yogg. So basically we saw this in the video that they showed us. Basically you have four wedges on the wheel that are 19% and one wedge that's 5%, right?
Yes.
It's 5 that are 19 and one that's 5.
I think I might have missed one of the
spells
on this. While you're looking up, I can look it up.
So, Curse of Flesh, fill the board with random minions, then give yours rush. Devouring Hunger, destroy all other minions, gain their attack and health. Hand of Fate, fill your hand with random spells. They cost 0 this turn. Then you've got the Mystery Box. Cast a random spell for each spell you've cast this game. Targets are chosen randomly. And then you have Rod of Roasting. Cast Pyroblast randomly until a player dies.
And that's the one everybody's kind of worried about, is that they're afraid that in competitive in competitive matches, you're going to see this rod of roasting impact the competitive aspect of
Mm-hmm.
Hearthstone, and I really don't think it's going to happen enough. And I'm doing a quick search. I can't seem to find all the image with all the effects. I think there's one more, but they're all pretty. All of them, for the most part, are very RNG based. One makes it like the old Yogg. They're very. None of them will break
Yeah,
a game,
and
I
it's
think.
important to note that rod of roasting is the 5%.
Yeah, the raw roasting is a 5%, and lots of people say so. You got a 5% chance. So you play this card, and you all of a sudden have a 5% chance
To
of
just
winning the
end the
game
game.
50%, winning the game 50% of the time, and that's not really right. Because first off, the battle cry doesn't go off unless you play 10 spells. So you have to meet that qualifier first
Mm-hmm.
before it even spins the wheel. And then second, the 5% does the raw to roasting, and depending where your health is, if your opponent is at 30 health and you're at 10 health, it's not a 50% chance to win the game. It's basically at that point a 25% chance
Yeah.
to lose the game, or a 25% chance to win the game, because it's a 1 in 4, because it would take 4 shots. And I don't count the minions, because basically whenever a minions hit, it doesn't matter because it keeps going until
A player
a
dies.
player loses. So the minions on the board will have no impact on how many hit each face.
Yeah.
Truthfully, um, so now if you play it when you're ahead, yes, you're going to be more likely to win. And if you play it when you're behind, you're going to be more likely to lose. Now, does that mean you can't play it when you're at 10 health, your opponent's at 30? You know, you can, and you might win. But again, it's not a 50% coin flip at that
Right.
point.
Right.
I think this card's just fine. A lot of people are making movements to ban it from competitive play, like Masters Tour or Grandmasters,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a little far-reaching, and I don't think it's necessary.
Okay. So next up we have Nazoth, God of the Deep. He's a 10 mana 5/7 battle cry. Resurrect a friendly minion of each minion type.
I like this, and the reason I like this is because it adds a little diversity. And in Paladin, I've played a lot of kind of control decks, and I have a Highlander Paladin deck that I'm doing well with. I beat Ridiculous Hat and Coin Concede series with it, and then I played a different Highlander version this week at THL, and I won my match.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you put like one dragon and one like maybe you just have McGurgle Prime, the McGurgle
Right.
Murloc in there, and you just have like one minion type that do something. Maybe you have a horde pillager
You
just to bring
take
back a
basically you
weapon.
cherry pick the best of each minion type
Yeah,
and
and then all this is 10 mana fill your board,
uh-huh.
which is what we did with the old Nazoth,
Only it was
except
taunts.
it brought back uh
Death
it,
rattles.
it brought back death rattles. So
But it was
and
always death rattle taunts.
there may be some death rattles that work well with this. I know there's the reborn taunt that can't have in druid that can't be targeted by spells. It is a beast.
It is a
So
beast. Yep.
it would be a good one to put in the pool. So I mean, there's just a lot of really good uh, type minions.
Yeah.
What they call them, tribal minions, that would just fit well in a lot of control-y style decks that you could put in here. I'm excited for Nazoth God. I think it's the old god that I like the most for competitive play.
Yeah. Then we've got Yasarj the Defiler. He's a 10 mana 10/10, just like the other Yasarj. Battle Cry, add a copy of each corrupted card you've played this game to your hand. They cost 0 this turn. So
Okay.
so this is the god that works with the new mechanic.
Yes. Now the new mechanic we haven't talked about yet. We'll be talking about it here in an upcoming slide. But the new mechanic is corrupt, and what it is a card will have the text corrupt on it. if you play any card that costs more than that card, it gets the corrupt effect and becomes corrupted. And the art changes and everything. It'll be the same mana cost, same base stats, and whatever the corrupt effect is added to it. It's important to note you don't get the card that has corrupt on it back. You get the corrupted version. So if you have a corrupted card and you play a card to corrupt it,
Mm-hmm.
and then play the corrupted version, that's the card you're going to get back. If you have to play a card that has corrupt on it before it's corrupted, you won't get that card back. And I'll explain that a little more when we get to the corrupted card on the next slide.
Okay. So we have Darkmoon Rabbit. It is a 10 mana 1/1 epic beast with rush and poisonous. Also damages the minions next to whomever this attacks.
This is a funny card. I don't think it goes in many decks. There might be a merit to putting it in a recruit / big warrior. So when you get it off commencement, it has Divine Shield. But this card's a meme. If somebody rolls this off an evolve effect, it's gonna show up on Trollden and everybody's gonna love it. But other than that, I wanted Darkmoon Rabbit to be a legendary, but obviously I think old gods have taken all the neutral legendary slots, so we're not going to see that.
I think Monty Python said it best about this rabbit. That's no ordinary rabbit. It's the most foul, cruel, bad-tempered rodent you've ever set your eyes upon.
Look at the bones. The bones. No, I love this card for flavor, but it's one of those flavor cards that likely won't see. You might see Dexter put this in a deck, or some Solemn might use it in Wild, but ultimately it's not going to be a deck you put. And I definitely wouldn't worry about crafting this.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to the Fleethoof Pearl Tusk.
Yes.
So this is a 5 mana beast. 4/4 with rush. So it also has a corrupt ability of gain +4/+4. How does that work, Zerotio?
Okay, so if you have this in your hand and you play a 6 cost or more, anything that costs more, than 5 mana, which is the base cost of this card, it gets a corrupt effect. So if I play a 6 cost card, then it's going to turn into a 5 mana 8/8 with rush and be corrupted. It will be a corrupted Fleethoof Pearl Tusk.
So corrupt really is about strategizing how and when you play your cards.
It also rewards playing off curve, because obviously if you're playing a curve deck, you're going to want to play this on 5. And there may be times you 5 mana 4/4/4 rush is what you want to do. But you won't get that card if you play as a 5 mana 4/4 rush. You won't get that card back from Yashiraj. You only get it back if you play it as a 5 mana 8/8 corrupted version with rush. So that's a good thing to note, that if you're going to put your Yashiraj in your deck with your corrupted cards, you need to make sure you play them when they're corrupted, which means likely playing off curve.
Yeah.
There may be a world where you start with Fleethoof Pearl Tusk in your hand just because you want to make sure you have it on turn 7. Now, that's probably not the greatest curve and not the best advice for normal Hearthstone, but it sounds like Madness at Darkmoon Faire is going to throw some of the normal Hearthstone rules out of the door.
Yeah.
Mulligan rules are going to change. Just the way you curve is going to change, and a lot of that's because of corrupted. You're also, again, you won't be playing this until turn 7. Now it'll still be a 5 cost card. You'll have 2 more mana to either use your hero power or do something else, but you won't likely play it until turn 7.
All right. Next up, we have Kiri, Chosen of Elune. It's a 4 mana 2/2 legendary battle cry. Add a solar eclipse and lunar eclipse to your hand.
Yeah, so this is actually pretty powerful, and I'll explain that more on the next slide when we get to the other druid cards.
Okay. Lunar Eclipse is a 2-mana spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion. Your next spell this turn costs 2 less. And Solar Eclipse is a 2-mana spell. Your next spell this turn casts twice.
Yeah, so both of these, with the Solar Eclipse, if you're able to, play, say, a ramp card right after it, like a Wild Growth, that's some huge ramp. I mean, 3-mana Wild Growth, get 2. And then Lunar Eclipse kind of plays like Bog Beam as long as you can play another spell that turn, because it essentially makes Lunar Eclipse free. The important thing to note is both Lunar Eclipse and Solar Eclipse are cards you can put in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have 2 copies of each, and then the legendary Kiri will give you another copy of each.
Copy.
So you can essentially have 3 of each.
Right.
6 total cards towards what I would call mana manipulation, because both of these kind of manipulate the mana, while with Lunar Eclipse it allows some form of control, and Solar Eclipse allows your spells will cast twice, so you can get some major benefit off of your ramp. Put this in a deck with Mount Seller, and some crazy shenanigans can definitely happen.
Yeah. All right. Then we have a epic druid spell called Guess the Weight. That is druid, isn't it? Yeah. It's
Yes.
2 mana. Draw a card, and then guess if your next card costs more or less to draw it. So basically, you'll pay 2 mana, draw a card. If the card you draw is an old god that's 10 mana to cast, you can then guess that your next card is going to be less than that.
Yeah. You can. One thing to know, a lot of people say, so it's a 50% chance to draw 2 cards. Not exactly.
Not quite.
Because
if you draw a 5 mana or a 6 mana spell, maybe, but...
Yeah, but it's also important to note is if you draw a 5 mana card and then you guess high or low, either one, and you draw another 5, and the next card is 5 cost, then you won't draw either.
Right.
So identical doesn't draw you either. Now, you won't get to see what the next card is, I don't believe, so you won't know what your next card is. I think if it shows you and your opponent what the next card is and then you got to draw it, that would be more beneficial, because then you're at least getting to see what your next draw is. Even if your opponent gets to see it, it's still an advantage you have. But it looks like you just guess it, and if you're wrong, nothing happens. If you're right, you draw it.
Yeah. All right.
I also don't know if your opponent's going to be able to see whether you guessed high or low.
Probably,
that's also,
I would imagine probably not, but like
I would too.
I would think they'll know if you get it if you draw the second card.
I would too, but also I think it adds kind of a level of complexity if they do. Say you guess high and all of a sudden you draw a card. They know, well, now they might not know what the card you drew, but they knew you guessed correctly based on that. So that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right. Next up, we have Day at the Fair. This is a common paladin spell. 3 mana. Summon 3 Silverhand recruits. If this card is corrupted, summon 5 Silverhand recruits.
Yeah, there's already a spell that's like 5 mana for 5 Silverhand recruits, so this would make it 3. A lot of people say, hey, in Wild, you throw this in Odd Paladin. Yeah, but do you want to put that many 5-cost cards in your deck? No. That's how you would corrupt, is playing a 5-cost, because you don't play 4 costs.
Right.
But in regular Paladin, 4 is like the point.
4 is the sweet spot. Yeah.
That's, I mean, your true silver champions at 4. A lot of your power swing in Paladin is 4. So while you're still, this essentially becomes a 5 mana spell because you're playing on turn 5. You can also use your hero power. So on turn 5, you would get 6 Silverhand recruits with your hero power.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong, depending on how you couple it up. You could also wait until, say, turn 8 and play it with, there's the new basic spell that they put in that gives all of your minions Divine Shield. And to
Makes them
have
harder to get rid of. Yeah.
5/1/1s with Divine Shield, that's pretty good. I think you skipped a slide.
Let's go back. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
there we go.
So, Dunk Tank. This is a 4-mana shaman rare spell. It is deal 4 damage, corrupt, then deal 2 damage to all enemy minions.
So it's like a
mini
swipe.
earthquake.
Kind of an earthquake. The important thing to note is the initial damage of deal 4 damage can go face.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you can send this to face. And there's another card, Diligent Note Taker.
Uh-huh.
See, the important thing to note with corrupted cards is when they get corrupted, they become a new card with the corrupted stats on them. So if you Diligent Note Taker and play the corrupted version of Dunk Take, he will give you a copy of the corrupted version
of Dunk.
So you essentially on 10 mana could Diligent Note Taker, Dunk Tank, and then corrupted Dunk Take again, which would be 8 damage to the face and 4 damage to the board. So
wow,
This is pretty strong. It's like a swipe on a beefed up swipe. It's kind of like a Starfall in a way. If you wanted a small Starfall, if the doubled up version that Quest Druids have, kind of a smaller version of it, but for 1 less mana.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have the Fortune Teller. This is the last card we've got for today. We've got Fortune Teller. It's a 5-mana 3/3 priest common mech minion. Say that 3 times fast. So it has taunt and battle cry. Gain +1/+1 for each spell in your hand. So if you've only got 2 spells in your hand, this is a 5/5 taunt for 5.
Yeah, so it's strong, especially nowadays with lots of minions in priests that are generating you 1-cost spells, generating you other spells. Sethic Veilweaver gives you spells. You're gonna probably get him really big. The question is that going to be a meta that a 5-mana large taunt is going to do you any good? And we don't know. I would have liked to see a little bottom heavy statting on this. Maybe make it a 5-mana 2/5, and then it got stats additional, so it was a little more beefier. I don't think there's going to be any mech synergies, and also if you do that kind of menagerie build, and this gets resummoned back by a N'Zoth, he's still only going to be a 3/3 taunt if he's your only mech.
Right.
He's not going to get those big buffs. So I don't know. I think this is. I mean, it's good stats for a common.
Okay.
So we'll just have to see how the rest of the priest minions play out.
Yeah. All right. Well, that pretty much does it for what we had to talk about this week. We are going to jump over to the play portion, and we are going to check out a duel live on the show. So if you're joining us on YouTube, please stay tuned for that. If you are listening via our audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOGamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to help support and improve it, you can do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/HeroPower. And we'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power for madness
at the Darkmoon Faire. All right.
You picked it up.
Yeah. I was listening. So, all right. So, if you guys are familiar with the way Duels works, this is going to be kind of for those of you who haven't seen it yet. But basically, you go to modes, and there is now a third option. You've got your arena, you've got your battlegrounds, and now you have Duels. So, as you can see, this is still in early access. So we will get more of this. We'll find more of this as it comes. There will be a rating system based on how many wins you get and things like that. All of this will reset before Duels goes live.
It's on the 17th.
Yeah, there will be heroic duels, which have a paid entry. And then you'll have the casual duels where you can just go in and play. That's what we're doing today.
Yeah, basically the casual duels is just to play.
Yeah,
If you want to enjoy duels at no cost, no rewards, but just to have fun. The heroic version is going to be similar to entering arena, where you will have to pay amount of gold to enter, but based on your number of wins, you will get rewards similar to the arena structure.
Correct.
So you'll get packs, you'll get dust, maybe some cards. So that's how you can kind of build your collection. If you get good at duels, you can maybe play a lot of duels, and if you get consistently 7 wins or more, you kind of become a permanent duels, or forever duels like arena does.
So there are 10 new heroes to choose from in the duels. You will get a choice of to choose 1 out of 4 every time you start a new duels run. So here you can see we have Demon Hunter, Hunter, Paladin, or Rogue. Since it is Zerotio and we will probably play Paladin on this run.
So I've played a few runs. I haven't been very consistent with Demon Hunter. The Hunter's not terrible.
The Hunter's not bad.
Rogue, depending who you ask, Rogue's good, Rogue's bad. Terralion, the Paladin, is decent. You kind of have 2 bottom tier and 2 mid tier here. I personally like Terralion, but I've learned with Terralion, the way I build it, I kind of go a big, as we'll see with his hero power if we choose him.
So, let me tell you, what I have found with Terralion is that his hero power is to resurrect a random minion that has died this turn. You know what's
at 1 health.
At 1 health. You know what's really good at being resurrected? Nax minions.
Yes.
Or minions with rebirth. There are some really good targets for his hero power in the pool of cards that we have access to in Arena. So
maybe that's why I haven't had as much. My best run has been with Terralion. I got 9 wins, but I've learned in all my runs with Terralion, I go 0-2 every time, and get all my wins in a row.
Yeah. So his hero power is 2 mana from Golden Light. Summon a friendly minion that died this game with 1 health, and then his treasure. Now, right now, there's only 1 treasure to choose from, but there will be additional ones once this goes live. Is called Royal Greatsword. It's a 6 mana 6/3. After you attack, summon a legendary minion from your deck.
And this is what I played Terralion for. It's for the weapon, the treasure, not for the hero power. Because I put Fugan and Stalag in my decks.
Yes.
I put Tyrion in my decks.
So let's go ahead.
I even put Terralion in my decks.
Let's see. How do you spell that? Is it F-U-G? Fuegan? No.
F-E-U-G?
I know how to spell
just do
Stalag. There they are. So Fuegan and Stalag. And then we're gonna put
Do you put Tyrion in there?
Tyrion.
See, I always start by typing legendary in that bar.
Yeah. Okay, we can do that because I also always put Lord Barov in this deck.
So I
use Barov as a clear. I use him as a clear.
Yes, but when you pull him off with the weapon, it feels bad.
Uh,
because you don't get his battle cry.
yeah, but you
But
still get his death rattle.
that's true.
And
That's
if
true.
you get him back on your hero power, he can death rattle again.
Also, you can play Kel'Thuzad in this. Might be a little overkill, but your minions come back when they die.
Yeah.
I end up putting like 12 legendaries in the deck, which is probably not the right way to
Yeah,
do
see, no, I play a little more. I play a little more. So like, I think Goody Two Shields
Goody
probably
Two
one of the
Shields,
better
yeah.
minions you can get back with the hero power.
And Leper Gnome is actually not bad.
Leper Gnome is another really good minion to get with the hero power, as is Haunted Creeper.
Haunted Creeper's good. There are some greedy builds you can go with loot hoarders and things like that, but
I
that might
actually,
get
I
a little
actually,
crazy.
my best run with Paladin so far was a greedy build with Mad Scientist and um
Secrets?
and secrets, and I
Oh, I
had
didn't
I had
think
a
about.
tree, and I'll because you also have access to what's her name? Don't no, maybe not. I picked
I don't.
no.
Yeah,
I got her. I got the secret. What's it called?
I can't
What's
remember her
the
name.
minion that summons one of each
It's the
secret?
legendary.
Yeah, I got her off of one of my buckets, and it was just awesome. So let's look at other death rattles.
Commander Risa. Yeah, she's not available.
No, no, not Commander Risa. Um, the one that gives you the Christmas tree.
Oh, oh, oh,
Out of
oh, oh,
out of
Mysterious Challenger.
Mysterious Challenger. I got a Mysterious
Yeah,
Challenger in one of my buckets,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was really
Mysterious
good.
Challenger's not going to be in there.
Yeah. So let's see what else is good. I like Sludge Belcher and Cairn Bloodhoof because Cairn works with our sword.
Yeah, Sludge Belcher's good. Karen Bloodhoof's good. That's usually the way I go.
That's usually where I stop with
I,
legendaries.
I, I usually get a little bit more greedy, but I don't think we should. I really don't think it's the best. Um,
So let's go back
Probably.
and let's do a half legendary, half death rattle secret build and see how that works.
We could try that.
So we're gonna add the mad scientist. And then let's go back over here to our secrets. And I like Avenge. I
Yeah,
like
Avenge.
Noble Sack. I like wait, where am I over here? No. Where is Oh, I must have got that off of a bucket.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
The one that gives all minions plus one spirit of
Spirit of competition.
competition, yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I must have got that off
But
of
if
a
you put
bucket.
so there is a bundle that's like it looks at your deck. I forget what it's called. It's like group learning or something. I
Mm-hmm.
think is the bundle, and it's basically pulling synergies out of your deck to make you a bundle. So if you put in secrets and secret synergy cards,
Yeah.
it will offer you secrets and secret synergy cards.
Right, right.
Because it's good to note that the runs are only basic, classic, Nax, One Night of Kirazan, and I think
Scholomance.
is no, I don't think it's Scholomance because the Librams are Librams not Scholomance. No, Librams aren't
No,
Scholomance.
Librams are not
So yeah,
Scholomance.
and Scholomance, and then on the, I think it's the 12th, they're going to be adding Whispers of the Old Gods, and then obviously on the 17th, Madness and Darkmoon Faire are going to be added.
Yeah. We'll throw in a true silver champion, and that leaves us one spot. What do you think? What do you want with our last spot?
Do we need card draw? What about Hand of a Doll?
Okay.
Or Hand of a Doll allows you to have a minion, and our hero power doesn't make us a minion unless one died. So maybe we use Hammer of Wrath to draw.
We could do that.
The other thing is we could use Consecration because Consecration works well with Lord Barov.
Okay. Yeah.
So either Hammer of Wrath or Consecration. Kind of leaning towards Consecration.
Let's go Consecration. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So there we go. There
Oh, you're
is...
a non-golden gamer. I see.
no,
You got
no
a golden
goldens.
option, and you don't go with it.
No.
You make me sad.
I know. All right. So now we've picked our hero. We've picked our hero power. We've picked our treasure, and we've built our deck.
Yeah, and as you see here, it shows us 0 wins and 3 lives. Every time you lose a life, and then the run ends when all your lives have been consumed, or so 3 losses, or you've hit 12 wins.
Correct.
My best run so far is 9 wins.
I was at 4-2 prior to this when I quit out of the run so we could start fresh. Okay, so I think we keep the mad scientist.
If we keep mad scientist, we want to throw any secrets back.
Right, and I think we throw back the consecration too. What do you think? We're playing against a warrior.
Yeah, probably throw it back. I don't see him getting a quick early start. Warrior's not one of the better ones. If we were against the shaman, I would definitely want to keep it. Oh, these are great.
And we're on the coin, so we can coin out the mad scientist.
I think we coin out the mad scientist. This is a deck that with Terralion, you almost expect to lose the first game, maybe 2. So it's possible that we're not strong right now, but as we get more cards, we're gonna get stronger. This is good because this is going to feed us into a Haunted Creeper next turn.
And then into Goody Two Shields the turn after that.
Yep. And we're going to be slowly filling up our death pool with really good
really good cards. Returnable minions. And we got... So we are on curve. Turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. So, all right, we're just going to swing.
And then Haunted Creeper.
Haunted Creeper and pass. So his hero power, deal 1 damage to a minion. If it lives, it gains +2 attack. If it dies, gain 2 armor. So his is really good with enrage minions, which they're not called enrage minions anymore. But
so it's whenever a minion takes damage, minions.
Yeah. So do you think we just taunt out Goody Two Shields, or do we play Barov and clear with the Haunted Creeper?
I think we just Goody Two Shields because I think he's going to need to trade. And then we go face.
Yes.
Because if not, we do have the option of either running Goody Two Shields into it or using True Silver Champion next turn.
Right.
Or likely, if we take a lot of damage this turn, he probably won't clear the 1/1 Spectral Spiders. So we should be able to Lord Barov at that time.
Yeah.
Again, we're not able to use our hero power early, and actually, we can't use our hero power at all because nothing's died.
So auto armaments is his treasure. Okay, so he's going to bring out a noble sack for us.
So, okay. And then he's probably going to run that into the Creeper? No, he's going to take the shield.
No, he's going to remove the shield.
So originally I was thinking we would Lord Barov here, but that's not bad. But
yeah.
I don't think we get it. I think I think we run the Goody Two Shield. Oh man, this is a tough one.
So here's what I'm thinking. I think we run Goody Two Shields into the 7/2. We hero power and get one of our 3 minions back, and then we play Avenge.
Okay, if we're going to do that, we should Avenge first, because the Goody Two Shields will get a shield, and we can keep the Goody Two Shields.
Well, not if I mean the it has to proc, but
no. What I'm saying is we play the Avenge because his spell burst hasn't gone off yet.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right.
And we run that into the 7/2, and then we hero power, and we just go face.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like
Because
it.
that way we have we have the 4-2 in play.
Yes.
Oh, we took a value trade.
Okay. So that must mean he has some way to AoE clear, or at least he thought he did.
Well, he thought he did. But see, then he would still, even if he used a Blade Storm or something, or win anything that does 1 damage, you still would have left the 4-1 up, which is why I like that one trade.
Ah.
That go into the goody 2 shield? Oh my gosh.
Yes, please.
So.
Do we play?
Hold on. I'm doing math. 4, 8, 9. We have 11.
Yeah.
Do we just equip the True Silver Champion and go face? With everything?
Yeah, I don't hate it.
He's not had time to use his hero power to kill any of our minions.
That's true.
Owl Whirlwind or Blade Storm or. Yeah, he needs to be able to use a hero power to get the armor, but he still has to clear these minions.
Shield block.
Okay.
That works.
So now we can start getting crazy.
Yeah.
Just play the Cairn and go face?
I think we play the Stalog, but I mean, we can play the Cairn.
The Cairn, I think, is higher value because it'll drop a 4 or 5, which will threaten lethal again.
Do we save this?
No, the reason we don't is just in case we draw the 6/3 weapon.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We still have our treasure, which is a 6/3 weapon. So he's going to hero power one of these down, which will put him at 5 armor. He's already used the shield block, and this is the first game, so he hasn't had another pool of cards. So he only has 1 copy of each card. It's one thing to note. When you build your initial 15 cards, 16 with treasure.
Okay, he's going to brawl.
If he pings one of these, also, I mean, this is great.
Oh, excellent.
You can't ping it. He should have pinged first.
He should have.
Because if he pinged first, and then even if that won, he would have been at 1 health.
All right.
Nice. It's hard to win with Terali in game 1. It really is.
I don't think so. All right, so we've got, so we get to choose a treasure. Scattered Caltrops, passive after your opponent plays their first minion each turn, deal 1 damage to it.
Okay.
Pillage of the Fallen, passive whenever your weapon is destroyed, equip a random weapon of the same cost.
It's not bad.
Rocket Backpacks, passive, the first minion you play each turn has Rush.
This is amazing with Barav.
It is. And I like Rocket Backpacks, even with, some of these other, these other death rattles we've got.
Yeah,
so
but
I think,
with Barav specifically, it's really good.
Yeah. So
because it's basically a board clear.
Yeah, we're going to take Rocket Backpacks. Now, we've got Peacekeepers, which is all about setting your opponent's minions lower and a True Silver. We've got another Consecration, another True Silver, and a Steward of Scrolls.
Okay,
Or we got Dr. Boom, old school Dr. Boom, Keymaster Alabaster, whenever your opponent draws a card, add a copy to your hand, and Bone Mare.
I think that third bucket is a little greedy.
I think so too.
And as before our second run, I think it's a little too soon to go that direction. I like either the first or second bucket, probably leaning towards the second.
Okay.
Because they contain cards we already put in our deck.
Right.
And if you put a card in your deck, it's because it's a good card.
Yeah.
And then the Seeker of Scrolls is just good. It might find you more secrets.
Okay.
It also could find you a Holy Wrath. I love Holy Wrath.
Yeah.
People undervalue Holy Wrath. I think it can only be done in combo decks.
All right. So we're playing against a hunter.
Ooh, we got Royal Greatsword in our hand.
So do we just hold it and throw everything else back?
I think if we hold it, we keep the Barov. And the
Okay.
reason why we keep the
Because
Barov
you
is
don't want to get it off the greatsword and not get his battle
A,
cry.
we don't want to get it off the Great Sword, and it can help us deal with a board on turn 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I
We're
like
playing
it.
against Hunter, which does run quite a bit of minions.
So he's got Lunar Band, which
Ooh.
is nice. The first death rattle he plays each turn triggers its effect. We want
Wow.
that if we can get it.
That's great with Fugan and Stalag.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because if you play Fugan and he dies, and then you play Stalag, you immediately get the 11-11.
The only thing better with Fugan and Stalag is the Mummy's Wraps, which gives all Death Rattle minions reborn or rebirth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. He is on the board to start. Okay.
See, this is the thing. Our hero power doesn't work on turn 2.
Right.
So we're hoping he plays something that has 2 or more attack.
But what we can do is we can Barov, clear, resummon Barov the next turn.
Yeah, but we can't clear because we can't kill off Barov this turn. But we can.
Yes, we can.
How?
We can charge him into the. Oh, you're right. He's got 2 health.
Yeah.
No.
He's
Yeah.
got 2 health. So, but I think he's the right play, and you put him into the Haunted Creeper just to go ahead and pop it now.
Right.
If this isn't a freezing trap.
Okay.
It is. Oof. But this is fine because we're setting up for Consecration next turn.
Right. Right.
It'll still leave 2/1/1s, but I think that's fine. Oof, man. Oh, Hunter's so good with that treasure.
Yeah. Okay, so now the question is, do we consecrate, which will leave two 4-attack minions and 2 1-attack minions, or do we just leave this board up the way it is?
The thing is if we're gonna Barov next turn, we're gonna be in the same situation we are this turn. So I think we need to consecrate so that when we Barov next turn, we're clearing the whole board.
Okay.
Minus whatever he plays this turn. I think this is a loss because he's showing 10, 12, 13 damage right now with his hero power. Because his hero power does 2 damage to the enemy hero and then gives a random friendly minion +1 attack.
Yeah. Oh,
so that was a mistake.
Was it?
Yes, because if he could have hit the scientist.
Yeah, he could also have hit a. Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter if he hits a trap. We can still an explosive trap.
This shouldn't be freezing trap unless he got one off his bucket.
Oh, that's good.
But that's fine. That's fine. The reason I said that before is because if he would have hero power first, he would have guaranteed the 1 extra damage on a minion in play and then played the Mad Scientist.
Yeah.
But playing the Mad Scientist first, then hitting the hero power, he could have put the +1 buff on his Mad Scientist, therefore losing a damage. We're in a tough spot.
Well, I mean, we can True Silver Champion and bring back Barov.
We can. That'll heal us.
Yeah.
You won't have Rush. But I don't know if that'll matter.
Eagle Horn Bows, that's 5. That's going to put us at 1. I think we'll have to... it doesn't matter. I think we're dead.
What?
No. Wait, that's only when an enemy attacks. So, we can...
Yeah.
True Silver Champion.
True Silver Champion, and then I would Noble and Avenge.
Yeah.
Just to get him out there. So he won't be able to attack us. This buys us a turn.
Well, next turn we can Sludge
Sludge
Belcher, and Hero Power.
Yeah. Yeah.
All we're doing is delaying the inevitable, I believe.
I think you're right, but at the same time, I think this is the right play. There is a small chance we can come back. We don't have any healing in the deck. Infest.
Okay, well, he didn't Hero Power.
He didn't, which might open the door for us. So I think we swing face. We obviously want to play Sludge Belcher.
Do
we go ahead and clear a
1/1? Yeah.
Yeah, because his breakpoint's not going to change anything. He's still going to run the Fishy Flyer into the Belcher, whether it's at 5 health or 4 health. So he's going to, if he Hero Powers this turn, we could Royal Greatsword into...
Oh, no, he wins. He wins.
How?
The Spectral
Flaw.
Oh,
the other... no.
No, because it's a 1/1. Yeah, it's going to drop a 1/2 Sludge.
It's going to drop a 1/2 Sludge. He can't clear it with the 1/1. He'll have to use a 5/4 to clear through it. That was...
good.
That made things worse?
Yeah.
He just made it worse. That doesn't go face. He can't go face. And he still didn't use Hero Power. So...
I think we have to Royal Greatsword and hope we pull Tyrion.
Oh, okay. First. Hero Power. See if we can get the Belcher.
No.
Nope. Okay. Greatsword into Tyrion. Face. Yeah, face all the time.
Kel'Thuzad.
Yep, that does it. But,
Well,
I mean, that was our out.
Yeah, that was our out.
We had, 2 taunts in the pool. Yeah, I mean, that was the way to go. Oh, you gotta get fancy with it. Hunter's really good early. I've learned, though, I've taken Hunter and I kind of peter off around like games 5 and 6. It really starts to die down. My power level just drops.
Yeah.
It is mainly because every round your health goes up 5 points. So your opponent's healths are going to go up 5 points. So when you're dealing with opponents at 35, 40 health, it's just tough.
Yeah. So here we got Emperor Thorson, Keymaster Alabaster, and Siamat.
I like those.
Or we got Pinflinger.
Don't have enough spells.
Shield of Honor, and Wand Maker.
Well, that's group learning's not bad. What's
Or Abusive Sergeant, Acarus Veteran, and Nerubian Egg.
And I don't like that third bucket.
I don't like the third bucket either.
It's kind of a flip between the first and second. The second's going to help us in early game.
Yeah, our issue that game was we didn't really have a play until turn 4.
Yeah, which tends to be Turallion. That's just what he does.
Yeah.
So I think the second bucket's the best. I like the first bucket. If we had the treasure that reduced all of your above
minions
five,
above 5 down to 5, yeah.
I would have gone with the first bucket, but we didn't have that one. Again, that's why I like this, because it changes every time.
Oh,
the only thing
I
don't like right now is we only have 1 hero power, 1 treasure. So when the rest come out, and they've said some of them are going to be unlocked by doing achievements, I'm excited for that.
Okay, so we're on the coin. We have Leper Gnome and Wand Maker.
I think we just keep the Leper Gnome and the Wand Maker and ditch the other 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Leper Gnome is really good because every time he dies, he comes back.
Yeah.
I had one run with him that I also got the death. Whenever you play a minion, death rattle goes off. So I played him, death rattle went off, and then he died, and I played him again. He just kept doing it.
That All right, we're just gonna trot him out on turn 1.
Okay. I might have played that turn a little different. I might have Penflinger coined Leper Gnome. But no, now I think about it, coin into Goody 2 Shields is better here. So I think we go face, coin into Goody 2 Shields.
Okay.
And that's Zombie Chow. You haven't seen that card in a while. It restores 5 health to us when it dies, not
Yes.
to the. It's not like the one that does 4 to each side. It's just the one. It's not Mistress of Mixtures. Okay, it's fine.
He's gonna take 2.
And he got another Chow. Okay, so he is overloaded, which his hero power gives him extra totems when he's overloaded. So,
What do you think about hero power Pinflinger? Because we're either going to get back the Goody 2 shields with the shield, or we're going to get back the Leper Gnome.
but we're going to leave a Pinflinger out there.
Well, that's true.
But we can always bounce it back later, or we can Wand Maker now, but we don't know what 1 mana spell we'll get.
Right.
I think I like the hero power Penflinger and Penflinger face.
Okay.
He's only going to have 3 mana this turn, and he probably wants the hero power. So that leaves him 1 mana. So what this does, if he trades both of the Chows in, this sets us up for really good consecration.
It does.
And I think that's what we do. It still leaves his Flame Tongue Totem out, but I don't think that's too much of a threat. And we could always resurrect the Penflinger and get it back with another spell if we need to.
Yeah.
If we get the Penflinger. I think we're going to do a Wand Maker play next turn unless he doesn't develop too much, and then we might just Steward of Scrolls. Okay, he's heavy draw. What's he drawing into? More spells, most
That's his second lightning bolt.
Okay, so he's going for spell buckets.
Yeah, he's trying to overload to get the maximum bonus from this hero power. So, do you want to go Wand Maker hero power?
Yeah.
Let's see what our 1 mana spell is.
Yeah.
Repentance.
Penance. Let's hero power and see what we get.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. I think we run that into the Flame Tongue.
I agree.
But I think we play the Repentance. Though I don't see him playing a lot of minions, but this will be good again if we have our low cost rush minions. So
And we've got a 4/7 rush if we need it.
If we need it, yeah. Though I don't know if we play either 5 cost until we get to 7 mana.
3rd lightning bolt.
Ow. That didn't go to our face. Okay, Trick Totem could mess him up.
Yeah.
So he's probably running Devolving Missiles. He's probably running a Hex. Though picking the bucket with 2 lightning bolts in it 2 times. He probably is going Hex. There probably is at least 1 Hex in the deck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Ooh.
Just Royal Greatsword face?
Swing face, yeah. That's a 3-turn lethal right there. And if he plays...
Now he has the Devolving Missile.
Oh, man. If he plays a big taunt, if he happens to have a big taunt and he plays it, it's going to have 1 health.
Yeah. And we can just Haunted Creeper into it.
Yeah. Or Shock, that's fine.
Oh, absolutely.
That's fine. Into the... Yeah. We don't want to lose this weapon.
We didn't want the weapon.
Yeah, we didn't want to lose this weapon. So we can swing face and play a minion with rush. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of a low target, but no taunts, no taunts, no taunts. Ooh, secret. That might be a problem.
Oh, and he got a taunt.
But that's fine because we can Fugan into that taunt.
Do you think so he got a Hunter Secret.
Uh-huh.
Are we at all concerned it is Freezing Trap?
It could be.
Do we lead out with the Haunted Creeper first?
If we lead out with Haunted Creeper, the Fugan doesn't get rush.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Snake Trap.
That's fine. That's fine. So then we swing face. What do we get?
Barov.
Barov. Interesting.
That's not bad.
I think we just hero power. We might get Tyrion again.
Oh, that's good.
That's fine. Do we lose? We lose to Bloodlust. Right? No?
3, 6, 9.
18, 19, 20. No, we don't lose to
No.
Bloodlust. Because that's 21. Wow.
Getting it down to
Maelstrom?
2.
Maelstrom Portal?
Fire
Oh, no,
Elemental.
I see. To do 1 damage to everything. But how does he win? Have to try to hero power? To try to get taunts, he can only get 1 taunt at best. I don't think he wins this.
I don't think he does either.
Which is a good matchup because right now, Shaman is really... Fireheart is really strong.
He didn't get it.
Nope. But inner fire. Oh. Hit him with the Fugan. Or Stalag, whichever one that is.
Yeah, it's Fugan. All right.
He gave us exactly. That's good. Do we want to keep going? I don't know how much time.
Yeah, we can call it here. So let's see what our treasures are.
Yeah. Let's pick our last treasure.
Mr. Bigglesworth, 0 mana, 1/1 beast.
I don't know what he does. So, no, I mean obviously he's a 0 mana 1/1 beast.
Yeah.
But there are some combination of cards that if you draft one and the other, they like combine the things.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen anybody figure out Bigglesworth, and I've never got him offered to me. I've been interested in it.
So I like Loyal Sidekick. He's a 4 mana 2/2 with taunt and has +1/+1 for each opponent that you've defeated this run. So right now he's a 4/4 for 4 with taunt that can get bigger as we go.
And then the crown.
The Royal Gift is a 4 mana spell. Give a minion +2/+2 for each minion you control.
I don't think that'd be good with our deck, but it's really good with Fireheart.
Yeah.
It's summoning all those totems.
Right. So I think we're going to go with the Loyal Sidekick.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then our loot. So we are now, this will be game 4. We're 2-1.
Yeah.
We now have 30 health. And our deck currently has 24 cards. So, again, we're offered that exact same one as previously. Thorison, Alabaster, and Siamat.
Yeah,
or Argent Squire, Loot Hoarder, Harvest Golem, which I don't really like. I mean, I like the
Those
Loot
aren't
Hoarder.
bad to get back because you get draw, you get additional minions, you get Divine Shield minion, but it doesn't have taunt.
And then we have a taunt bucket, which
That
gives
bucket's bad.
Sun Fury Protector, Defender of Argus, and Bone Mare. I don't like that.
Yeah. I think it's down to group learning or veterans, but I think we're at the point in the game that taking veterans can work for us.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, it feels bad to get the Siamat off of your weapon because it's just a 6/6.
Yeah.
Because you don't get the battle cry, but still it's a 6/6.
Right. And if we get Thorison, that's automatic ticks off.
Yeah.
So.
And if you can keep getting him off the resurrection pool, this is going a good direction. Obviously, if we run a full run, we'll end up being like a 4-hour show.
Right.
But this is a good example of duels, and I can't wait until there's more hero powers and more treasures in the pool, which we will see. Though those pools are going to expand on the 17th when the new set comes out.
Yeah.
We're also going to be having 2 new sets in the pool, in Whispers of the Old Gods coming out on the 12th, into the pools on the 12th, and then The new set, Madness of the Darkmoon Faire, will come in on the 17th, and that's really going to change things because the Madness cards already look pretty crazy, and in Duels they may even be better. Corrupt
Right.
cards in Duels, oh,
Yeah, we don't know exactly what all is yet to come. We've, like you said, we've only seen like 14 cards so far, so we could get some really good stuff coming.
good.
I'm
We'll see.
excited to see how it goes.
I am too. I am too.
So, all right, gang, that's gonna pretty much do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about the duels or anything Hearthstone related, feel free to send us an email at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you haven't done so already, or give us a follow. For more details about our patron-only Discord, head on over to patreon.com/hero power. Until next week, good gaming.
Bye, guys.